guys, this is going to be the tutorial that's going to show you how to turn your heart opaque or motif into a small little pillow that you can use for either a pin cushion to give to somebody that you love that may sew, or just use it for decorations, or you can make this a 3D garland. You can hang it on a garland. So the sky's the limit. First, you're going to have to go to my tutorial that I did last week that shows you how to make this opaque, this heart motif. And then I'm going to show you in this video how to turn it into this. So first, go make 2 heart opaques. And also you're going to need a bit of fiberfill. And you're also going to need a tapestry needle. You're also going to be using the worst weight yarn, which is 4-ply for the US, 10-ply for Australia, and I also used the 5mm hook. So I'm going to move this little thing aside. So you want your front sides facing you. Maybe I'll use this one because I'll show you on this one. This is the front side, this is the back side. You want your good sides showing, so make sure that you have both of the back sides facing like this. Oh, there we go. Just like this. I'm going to switch back to my white because I want this one to be rose color and white. So now you want to pick any color that you want to use to sew. It can be a completely different color because you can kind of see, where's my camera? You can see here that it kind of adds color onto the sides. So you can add that, a different color, which would add another kind of, unique look to it. So what you're going to do is just you can get more than what you need. You just need to get enough to be able to sew it all the way around. And if you want, you could just start here and sew all the way down and up to here and leaving this top open, and you can use it as a little envelope to put something in, or put whatever candy or something that you may want to give to somebody for Valentine's Day. Or you can completely sew it up and stuff it like I'm showing you here. So you can make many of these and have them some stuffed and some pockets to put candy and stuff in. I'm going to make a few more of these for my kids too and put candy in it. Okay, so once you've got your 2 pieces, just want to make sure they're facing the right way. Yeah. So you got your good sides on both sides. Thread your tapestry needle. And if you're going to use it as a pocket, I would start here, right underneath your little loop here. Actually, to make a pocket, you probably need to start like halfway in the hump. That way the things won't flap open. You can start about here and then sew down and then stop here. But since I'm going to completely close mine, it doesn't really matter where I start. So I guess I'm just going to start at the tip. And I'm just going to go in. I'm going under both loops of each stitch because I want it to have a really strong hold. And I'm going to pull it, whoops, going the wrong way now. I'm going to pull it until I have nothing but like a little tail left here. Don't pull it all the way through. Then you start going back up and down this way and up and down. You're going back and forth using both loops of the stitch. Be careful those first few that you don't pull your tail all the way through. And you don't want to tighten it super tight when you're sewing. Just try to keep it as even as you can. And also keep checking here to make sure that everything is straight, because you don't want it to be uneven. So every 3-4 stitches you probably should check it again. Your stitches should line up pretty nicely for you. Again, I'm just going to check that point to point. And you can see how the little white is starting to show up along the side. Whoop. Now I'm at my tip here. Now you want to make sure that your two centers are aligned. Hold it like this. If you have to skip a stitch or double going into the same stitch you already went into, just to make sure that it stays straight, then go for it. Again, I'm just going to check to make sure my dips here are even. Making sure you're going under both loops of each stitch. Then again, line up this side of the heart together. Kind of having to go off a little bit just to make sure it stays even. Okay, we'll come to the other side. Again, I'm going to try to line up point to point here. And you want to stop about 1 inch from the tip, bottom part, or wherever you began. You want to leave yourself about 1 inch of space. Whoops. Of open space here so that you can grab your stuffing. Put the stuffing in there and then push it into one of the corner of the hearts. And then do the same. Put the stuffing, then push it into the corner of the other heart. You don't want to overstuff because then it's going to look kind of strange. I'm going to pull my string here, and then I'm going to hold this section with my finger, and I'm going to look to see if I like the way that it looks, if I feel it needs more stuffing, or if it's good. Looks pretty good to me. Like I said, you don't want to overstuff it. So I'm going to grab back up my needle and finish my sewing. I'm going to bring it all the way back up to the stitch beside the other one. You don't want to end in the same exact stitch. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to tie just a little knot there. You don't have to, but I'm just going to bring them together for a second, and then cut my yarn evenly with them. Oh, actually, it'd be easier to do this. Whoops. For some reason, my screen is like going, oh, there we go. Okay, so flip it over to the back and then just push it in there. But you want to be closer. You want to come out here close to where your tails are. And then you grab your tails and then you just pull it inside. Don't pull it all the way out, just pull it inside to where it's part of the stuffing. I'm going to do it again. Just let it go once it gets in there. Just make it part of the stuffing of the heart. Then I'm just going to cut this little bitty piece that's excess out of there. Now we have our little stuffed heart. Now I want to show you how I did the outside here. So pick whatever color that you want to use for your outside color. Which I think I want to use pink on this one. I don't know. Let me go see what I can find. Okay, I found this pink stuff. I think would go really good with either color. Really like this color. It's really light pinkish. I may have to make one with these two colors and then have the border with this color. I think it would look really pretty. Okay, so once you got your color that you want, just find the end of it here. Cut that ugly part off. You want to get your hook. What? Grab the wrong one. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm using a 5mm hook on this one. And I like to have this part come over so that it looks a lot better over the tip. So to ensure that that is the case, you're going to be skipping stitches. So you'll be going into one, skipping a stitch, and then going into the next. And since I want this one to be the skipped stitch at the point, I want to go in this one and then chain and then go into this one. So what I'm going to do is leave this very point here and go into the stitch right before the end. You're going into the side stitches. So see, I got a little bit of this rose color and then a little bit of the white. I have a slip knot for my new color I'm about to add, and I'm just going to slip stitch my color on. Then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm going to skip this point, then come over here to the next stitch and slip stitch. Again, you're going to be going under both of those side stitches again. So then you slip stitch on this side, and again chain 3, then you will skip a stitch, and then in the next stitch you'll slip stitch, chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3, skip a stitch, and then the next stitch slip stitch. Again, chain 3. You can do a chain of 4 if you want more of a loop, but I just want more of a ruffle look. You can see here, it's just more of like a little ruffle look. It's not, you cannot like see that there's actual space there. And that's the look I was going for. But like I said, if you want loops, bigger loops to show, just do a little bit more of a chain, like a chain of 4 or 5. Skip a stitch, and then you want to go into the next stitch. Chain 3, skip a stitch, and go into the next stitch. Oh, trying to pull it like this just so I can see both stitches. You don't have to go under both loops of the stitch here. You can only go through one. It's just the design. It's not actually holding it closed. For me, it's actually a little easier just to go through one of the loops of each color. This is a stitch, so it can be hard to see sometimes where the next stitch is. Okay, I'm just going to go through one and then find a stitch and the next to go through. One of this one and one of the next. If you can't get them both under there at the same time, just going to go through one at a time. Turns out my point right there in the center is the one I skip. So that's cool. Worked out pretty nice. Skip the next two. Hope I'm staying on camera. I'm not really looking so much. Pretty focused on this. But I wanted to do this with you on camera. So you can see the struggles I go through as well. Just go through one loop of each stitch at a time. If it gets too hard to go under both of them. Oh, got a fuzzy bit. Almost done. See the end. And my daughter is absolutely going to love these. She saw the red one that I had done. Oh. She screamed. I was like, oh my God, it's so cute. I think I'll make her one. Put candy in it. Not sure if well, actually my son is so young. He's 5. He probably will like it too. Okay, this is my last one. Oh, okay, so this is where we started our very first one. So I did my last chain of 3 here. And I'm just going to slip stitch into the same stitch. I'm not going to go into the chain. I'm just going to go into the same stitch where I first began and slip stitch in that one. Then chain 1. Cut your yarn here, leaving a bit of tail. And again, I'm going to come in here from behind. I'm going to go right in the tip. Because before when I went here, you can see the strings are kind of, you know, maybe I'll just pull that out. Just going to go through the tip here, grab all my strings, pull them down into the stuffing. If I can push it in with my finger. Oh, this one has kind of a, push them in like that. Nope, not really. Maybe if I wrap it around my hook like this. Oh, I have an idea. Let's pull all those out. I'm gonna get a bigger size hook because I have a lot of string. I got 4 pieces of string here. I got a 6mm hook here. See if I can get it through the tip. There we go. Now let's see if I can, yeah, I can grab all of them like that. There we go. Just gonna pull it in as much as I can. I'm gonna cut that tip off here. There we go. That worked out a lot better. Let me back up for you a little bit. See, this is the fuzzy part of my yarn. I don't know what happened there in production of the yarn, I guess. Got a bit fuzzy. So there you go. Again, I feel like I'm too close. There we go. One here too. There is how you make your little puffy pin cushion or decoration for Valentine's Day. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please don't forget to hit that like button and share this video. It helps me out so much. And you can find all the description, under the description box below, you can find all the links to my social media where I share free patterns and share when I upload something new. You can find the link down below. And also, if you're a first-time watcher, if you haven't got a chance to subscribe, please don't forget to do that. As always, thanks so much for watching.